We are getting serious about child's play. You know, experts agree that playtime is a prime learning time for those little minds, those little bodies. But what is the best way to play with your baby, your toddler, and your preschooler? My next guest has an age-by-age guide for you to follow. Dr. Joyce Sibbett joins me from Dancing Moose Montessori School. Thank you so much for being here, as always. And I am all ears open on this topic. How much learning, let's start here, how much learning is going on with that playtime?
Playtime is all learning. It's all learning because it's activity, it's thinking, and it's fun. Hopefully, we give children lots of choices that make it more fun for them. And those little brains, from the time they're at conception to 3 years old, are just going crazy with neurons and synapses. It's a time for a lot of learning.
So when I hear you say that as a parent of two little ones under 2, I start to feel a little bit of pressure in a good way to make that playtime a little more intentional. Would that pay off, do you think, from the parenting perspective, to play on purpose?
Sure. To play on purpose, to be involved in play. If you can be involved with your child, take interest with your child, lots of talk going on through the play, that's wonderful. And then unstructured playtime is also good, where children get to explore their environment, struggle a little bit with what they're doing without interference. So it's a nice balance of parents being involved and unstructured play.
So parents lead sometimes, and then sometimes let the children take lead and follow their example. A lot of parents sign kids up at a young age, it seems younger and younger, as I'm learning, for activities like music or gymnastics. Is that necessary in your opinion, or is that unstructured play just as valuable?
Well, it's got to be a balance. It's always a balance. And music lessons, some of the things that children do, the swimming lessons, they can be so fun. And if children love them, then I think it's wonderful to make them part of their day. But if we get so overscheduled that we start pressuring children and we don't give them enough time for their own discovery, then yeah, it's a problem.
So that unstructured play is so valuable, is what I'm hearing you say, kind of the underline of what you're saying. What's the goal when you play with a baby? Let's now approach kind of the age-by-stage breakdown. The babies, what should we be looking for or trying to draw out from the parenting perspective?
Well, babies love to hear mom's voice, first and foremost. And from the time they're born, they can distinguish between parents. They love hearing their voices, and they love letting their needs be known and knowing that there's going to be a parent responding to those needs. They're fascinated with their hands and their feet and their toes, and they want to discover all those. And if you can talk to children through that discovery, oh, there's your toes, you've got your little toes. It's fun for them to have that interactive conversation. And that should happen. Narrating their whole day is a wonderful thing to do, talking to them continually.
I remember, you know, home on maternity leave with that young baby, right? 3-4 months, you start to feel like, what do I do with you all day? But just that narration, then you're saying, just talking out loud is doing something valuable.
And singing, and if you're reading a book and they don't understand the book, but they hear the voice intonations, it's all fun.
Toddler play. Talk to me about toddler play. What can we draw out in those young imaginative minds?
Well, if we're talking toddler that gets to 18 months old, man, this is when you've got fine motor skills developing, and you've got large motor skills developing. Children love to push things. They love the challenge of taking a milk bottle with sand in it and pushing something that's kind of hard to pull because it's just, they like the challenge. And so they're ready for big balls, they're ready for lightweight stacking blocks that they can play with. And so a wide variety from fine motor to the large motor development. And their interests, their interests are not very long spans. And so we change out some of that, the toys, as we can.
What's a good time recommendation? I mean, they'll tell you for sure, but you can be moving activity to activity every 10 minutes sometimes, it seems, with those young minds.
Yeah, I would say you change out a couple of things every week, introduce something new, and it doesn't need to be a new toy from the store. It can be some new plastic cups from the kitchen that they're stacking. And babies at this age, our toddlers, they love to put things in and out of containers. So scarves in a tissue box that come in and out. So fun.
We learned that last week with the baby wipes that were all over my living room floor when I turned my back for 2 minutes.
Yes, yeah. It's amazing what they learn.
All right, the preschool play. What kind of games and activities should we engage preschoolers in?
Preschoolers now are ready for dramatic play. They have great imagination. They still need that large body, movement skill. And one of the favorite things on the playground at Dancing Moose is a hill. We never knew. We thought it was going to be an amphitheater. No way. It is a hill, a grassy hill where kids run up and down it. They roll around on it.
Isn't that funny that that's what they're drawn to?
It is amazing that they have so much fun with that. So they like to do the big things. They like to do the imaginative things. They like art, big pens and markers and paints, all those kinds of things.
A good age to introduce the sorting by color, by shape.
Yes, and my grandson, by the time he was 5, playing a board game. We love the memory game, so we spread out the memory game. He beats me every time, not by a little, but by a lot.
Those brains.
So those brains, yes, they're enviable, and we've got to take advantage of making sure children are actively engaged. We've got to watch out for screen time. Under 2, there shouldn't be any. And up until age 5, not more than an hour, and parents really should be engaged during that screen time.
During that screen and part of the play, if that's happening screen to screen. Well, I know these are the themes you're bringing to life all of the time at your school. Where can we find more information about Dancing Moose?
mydancingmoose.com.
Joyce, thank you for helping us. Parent play on the ground is so important.